The live well is neatly concealed under this molded fiberglass lid. 50-gallon insulated live well. Freshwater sink, pull-out spray nozzle, cutting board on the starboard side. This live well is fed by 1,100 gallon per hour raw water pump, putting enough water in here that you can actually pressurize this live well with this sealed lid with overboard drain if you want to maximize the use of the live well. The particular crew that I fish with doesn't do much live well fishing, and because it's insulated and drains overboard, we actually use this for a drink box, and it will hold a lot of drinks and keep them all day. Immediately after the live well is in-deck bulk storage. Look at the size of this compartment. I've got 3 buckets in it because that's all I could round up this morning, but there's enough room for 6 5-gallon buckets in there. Fenders, dock lines, life jackets, cast nets, buckets, scrub brushes, whatever you want to put, I'm sure it'll fit in there. Immediately after the bulk storage, mechanical access. I think it's very important to point out the size of this in accessing your mechanical functions in there. Port side is the 1,100 gallon an hour live well pump. Very accessible to seacocks there. Forward bulkhead, fuel filters for easy access, easy on-off for your petcocks on your fuel filter system. We've got a high water alarm in here as well. Dual bilge pumps, automatic float switches, and this small black box over here on the port side is an air-cooled refrigeration compressor for the optional refrigerated fish box back here on the transom. One of my favorite features on this boat is the flush-mounted rear seat. We talk about fishing and cruising. Guys going out in the morning, good comfortable place to sit, or cocktail cruising in the afternoon. Seat folds back up in the bulkhead, so if you're back fishing, completely clean, out of the way, easy cleanup with a fiberglass flush panel on it. Transom mounted 340 quart fish box. Drains overboard, don't have to worry about it stopping up. It's insulated, and this particular box has an optional refrigerated panel in it. Not a freezer, not designed to freeze anything, but designed to just keep your ice longer, even up to a number of days by refrigerating the box. 340 quarts. We like to use these specifications on boats, but what is that? Do you remember in the early days of fishing when we used to carry these 151 quart igloo coolers, the type with the rope handles and the little wooden stick on them, and it would break your back and cause most of us to have hernias in later life? This is like 2 of those, all back here, neatly stored. Walk-through transom, flip lid, again, completely molded, both sides. Heavy-duty hardware on this transom door. This transom door is not going to open up unless you want it to. Featured color on the door, completely opens, out of the way and latches. Finished with stainless caps on the gunnel molding. Beautiful appearance. I'm standing on the engine platform now, and not only is this an engine platform, but it's a completely functional platform down here with the Armstrong dive ladder as standard. One of the things that I think is so important to point out as I'm looking forward on this boat is this boat is 33 feet 10 inches long from where my hand is on this gunnel molding to the bow cap. We call it a 34. Remember that the footprint with the engines on this engine bracket is over 38 feet. We're pushing this boat with twin 350 Yamahas, 380 gallons of fuel, and we're getting between 56 and 59 miles an hour depending on how the boat is loaded. There's not another boat in this class with a 38-foot footprint with twin engines that's getting this type of performance with up to a 300-mile range. Standing on the engine platform, I just wanted to point out this transom door with the featured color, so the hull color carries all the way through it. Don't see this on many outboard boats. This is the type of thing you see on larger inboard, much more expensive boats. But this is the Regulator quality that we really want to stress on this boat. Well, we've talked about all the different features of this new 34SS center console, and it's the center console, so we've about seen it all, right? No, the best and most surprising I've saved for last. Come with me. Access to the console interior is through this molded fiberglass door. Notice it's a completely frameless door, very clean appearance. We've taken a cue from our dealers and our customers and cut out this top portion here with this hatch-like feature, which greatly aids in getting in and out of the console without having to bend over. I'm now standing inside the console area of the 34SS, 6 foot 4 inch of headroom. I'd like to point out some of the features in here. 5,000 BTU 12 volt air conditioner. You're able to use it at the dock with the battery charger or offshore with the engine zone, and up to 6 hours with just battery power before the house batteries run down. Also, I'd like to point out that we've got the undercombing courtesy lights here and lighting above here for the whole area. Underneath, bunk area for 2 adults, 6 foot 9 inch area in here. I'd like to point out some of the mechanical features that are in here as well. Lift out area to access the mechanicals for the vacuum flush head system, and on the port side, lift out for the 431 series batteries. And I mentioned it earlier, but we're charging those batteries with a standard 40 amp battery charger. So when you're plugged into shore power, you can pretty much do whatever you want to. Polished stainless steel sink with pull-out spray faucet, Corian countertop, storage under. Underneath this side, access to the 12 volt and 110 breaker systems. These breakers are on-off breakers, so if you'd like to render a function completely, if you don't want your refrigerator coming on, you don't want the windlass being operated from the helm, you can turn it off right here. Above, battery switches, as well as breakers for the full-time accessories. So many times on boats, we've got little fuses isolated down by the bilge pumps or by the sump pump or the CO detector that have to be full-time hots. You have to run around looking for a fuse. Now we've got it on the fuse panel, so you don't have to go looking for a trip breaker. It's all right here. Lighting switches, access to the electronics here and to the switch panel, microwave with storage cabinet, 110 volt outlet when you're hooked up to shore power for any particular functions that you'd like to operate here. AC/DC isotherm stainless steel front refrigerator will operate off of shore power or off of battery power, so you can put all your luncheon meats and mayonnaise in here. Don't have to make your sandwiches before you go offshore in the morning. Opening port light to get a little air in the head here, whether you're napping or just coming in here to do a little business. And of course, we've got a mirror in the console as well. Well, I could use a brush. Well, we've talked about all the features of this 34SS that you guys have asked for, that we've tried to incorporate in this boat. But there's one feature that I haven't mentioned that we have not left out, and that's the legendary Regulator ride. Get out and ride this boat. You will not believe the soft, dry ride, and you will not believe the agility of this boat when you're running it. You'll feel like you're operating a 26. Get out on one and ride it, and you'll be sold. The Regulator 34SS.